on a charged Friday night in Indianapolis. Gainbridge Fieldhouse felt as if the postseason had arrived early. The Indiana Fever 18-15 at tip-off were determined to protect home court and solidify their Eastern Conference standing. Across from them, the Washington Mystics, 14-18, needed a win to keep their playoff ambitions alive. Both teams were battered by the long season. For Indiana, Caitlin Clark remained sidelined for her 21st consecutive game with a right groin strain, while the backcourt depth was further thinned by Ari McDonald's season-ending injury and the mid-season departure of Sydney Colson. Veteran Odyssey Sims had just joined on a hardship contract, alongside Kyra Lambert on a 7-day deal. The Mystics were also short-handed, Shakira Austin and J.C. Sheldon unavailable, and head coach handed a WNBA debut to rookie Madison Scott, who logged only brief minutes and did not impact the box score. Welcome to Jintatski Sports, your spot for all things sports. From legendary moments and big-time plays to inspiring stories and deep dives, we bring you the content that keeps the game alive. If you love sports as much as we do, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. From the opening tip, Indiana took command. Kelsey Mitchell orchestrated with poise, finding Aliyah Boston for deep seal finishes and letting Natasha Howard's mid-range game punish sagging defenders. Sophie Cunningham's corner three was the exclamation mark on a 23-16 first quarter, the Fever's defense forcing Washington into just 35% shooting. The second quarter shifted the tone. Sonia Citron's first triple ignited the Mystics. Kiki Iriafen owned the glass and capped her work with the first three-pointer of her career, and Sug Sutton's pull-up leveled the score. Washington's transition burst found seams in Indiana's coverage, and by halftime they had flipped the game, 40-39 in their favor. The third quarter was a study in counterpunching. Boston went back to work in the low post, spinning and banking in 8 points during the period. Damaris Dandas lit up the arena with a buzzer-beating three from the wing to close an 8-0 Fever run and reclaim a 64-62 lead. But Washington's perimeter threats, Citron and Alicia Clark, answered in kind, keeping the game within a possession heading to the fourth. The defining blows came late. With 3:39 remaining, Citron drained her third three of the night, pushing the Mystics' lead to 80-71. Indiana surged. Boston scored twice inside, Mitchell knifed to the basket, and Lexi Hull hit a wing triple to make it a one-possession game. But Sutton's poised mid-range jumper with under a minute left restored a 5-point cushion. Mitchell's next drive spun off the rim, and Jade Melbourne's free throws sealed an 88-84 road triumph. The statistical profile was decisive. Washington shot 52.7% from the field, 47.1% from beyond the arc, and 84.6% at the line, improving to 4-0 this season when clearing both 50 and 45% shooting thresholds. Citron's 21 points led all scorers. Iriafen supplied 18 with 12 rebounds. Sutton added 13 with sharp game control, and Clark chipped in 11. Emily Engstler's 2 points belied her defensive grit and hustle, 7 rebounds for assists, and a constant presence in the dirty work plays that don't always make highlight reels. Indiana saw Boston post 20 points and 9 boards, Mitchell tally 14 and 9 assists, and Howard and Sims each at 11, with Dantas contributing 10, including her third quarter buzzer beater. From Indiana's vantage, the strengths were familiar and still formidable. Boston's gravitational presence in the paint, Mitchell's off-ball dynamism, and an assist-rich attack that produced 21 dimes on 33 makes. Yet the weaknesses were just as clear. Perimeter closeouts lacked urgency, granting Washington the clean looks that ultimately swung the game. And without a full-time point guard, late-game offense became predictable. The opportunities lie in stretching Boston's range to the high post, weaving in more off-ball screening for shooters like Hull, and coaxing scoring bursts from a thin bench. The threats remain. Clark's continued absence shrinks the floor, making it easier for opponents to pack the paint. It's in the war rooms where the expert council comes into play. For Indiana, the coaching staff would be wise to address defensive urgency head-on. Live speed closeout drills that emphasize balance on the contest should be paired with relentless switch communication reps until recognition is second nature. Offensively, installing short clock sets that spring Boston to the elbow or curl Hull into space can break the monotony of Boston-Mitchell isolation late. Transition should be a priority. Secure the rebound, outlet immediately, and fill wide lanes to force defenses to defend on the run instead of in the half court. Washington could take stock of strengths that travel well. Their three-level scoring, Citron's range, Iriafen's finishing, Sutton's control, was reinforced by depth contributions, with Angsler's switchability and defensive grit giving them flexibility. Early rebounding issues and occasional offensive stagnation after missed shots still lurk as weaknesses, but opportunities abound. Refining Iriafen's face-up game, leveraging veterans like Clark in closing sets, and exploiting horn and high-low actions to vary their late-game looks. The caution is not to become overly dependent on Citron's creation in crunch time, particularly against quick-strike backcourts. For Washington, the advice is to double down on what disarmed Indiana's offense. Sustained ball pressure at the point of attack, layered with discipline, helps so rotations never lag. Keep Citron's shooting as a weapon within structured actions. Horns and staggered looks that also open lanes for Sutton or Iriafen. The budding high-low chemistry between Iriafen and Dolson deserves dedicated reps until it becomes a staple. And that composure under duress in the final minute? Cement it with scenario-based scrimmages, short clocks, protecting slim leads, defending without fouling, so that closing poise becomes muscle memory. When the building finally emptied, Washington left with more than a win. They left with a sharpened identity and control of their own playoff chase, keeping them within striking distance of the 8th seed. Indiana, meanwhile, slipped to 18-16. Their grip on a top 4 spot loosening as they drifted closer to the play-in logjam. Rebecca Lobo's words in the aftermath lingered in the air. A playoff-caliber game decided by perimeter precision and late-game poise. The perfect encapsulation of a night that felt like a prelude to the battles still to come. Thanks for watching Jintatski Sports. If that video hit home or gave you something to think about, drop a like and let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that bring the heart of sports to life. Until next time, stay inspired and keep chasing greatness.